and I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass bray.
I was dating comedian Deon Cole. We're both from Chicago. Whether he was married to his baby mama or not, I'll never fucking know because he never would tell me the fucking truth about it. So that's that. They might have been married. For all I know, they were married. I don't fucking know. He never would tell me the fucking truth about it anyway. We worked together. I was in love with him. Somewhere between... No, 2007 was our honeymoon period. Somewhere in 2008, it got abusive, where he really started like beating up on me. And I wasn't a person that was very liked in the comedy field because I was pretty, just flat out. You know, the only people that would dispute that are people that feel ugly. But quite frankly, I was pretty. My shape was banging and on point. I was college educated, and it made people feel inferior. So, you know, women who didn't feel cute had an issue with me. Women that didn't feel educated had an issue with me. And men who couldn't fuck me and exploit my cuteness, you know, because I wasn't desperate for shows and gigs. Even when I was broke, I wasn't just hopping on anybody's dick to get booked. That was a problem. That was a disruption of order. That was not the way things had been ran. That was not what people were used to. That's not the system that was in place.
And fuck this bitch that don't want to play ball with us. We don't have to book her. We don't have to involve her in any of our reindeer games. And that's the way I was treated. I was on the poetry scene, and I was doing my thing as a poet, but that scene became just too serious, too political. Like, I mean, I'm educated. I care about social justice and social freedom and shit like that, but I wrote one too many poems about that shit and was over it. And I wanted to do something that was a little more lighthearted. At one of my poetry gatherings, I met comedian Lil from Chicago, and he was so enamored with me. And he loved my poetry. And I was like, actually, I'm trying to do what you're doing. I want to do some comedy. And he was like, well, comedy? What the fuck you want to do comedy for? Because I like it, because it's fun. It's something I want to try. I tried it in college. I won a competition. And, you know, like I did pretty good, and I want to try it. You know, I started checking it out. It's something I want to do. So he goes, yo, if you're serious about comedy, you need to come to this place called Jokes and Notes. It's a new comedy club. Everybody's there. That's where you need to go. I go to Jokes and Notes. It was amazing. The level of comedy there, the type of people that went there, the level of talent there, everything. I started honing my skills at this place called Jokes and Notes. I was dating someone that I met in church at the time who just so happened to went to grade school with L'Oreal. I think they were somewhere. One of them all-boy Catholic schools and shit. And L'Oreal started pushing up on me. Mine noticed. And of course, he didn't really like it. But I was totally faithful to my ex-boyfriend. The problem was, Rel was becoming a star at that point. He wasn't a star yet. He really, really wasn't. In fact, Rel wasn't even liked on the comedy scene at that point. The veterans that was in Chicago who was doing comedy couldn't stand Rel because he was getting so funny so fast. And, you know, people, like, you know, they don't like change. They, you know, had their systems, and they had, you know, so-and-so was the man, and he got this night, and, you know, we don't want you young niggas coming in here taking over type shit. And Rel always had this ambition and was determined to be like, man, fuck them. I'm a ball harder than these niggas. Now I'm a stun on these niggas. Fuck that, fuck that. He was a real underdog. I like underdogs. Rel was real nice to me and started, you know, showing me the ropes and started being somebody who, you know, would give me real pointers on, like, what I needed to add in my act and stuff. Of course, this made my other ex, like, real, like, weird and shit. And then also, this is something that happens to anybody who does comedy, but especially women. My ex-boyfriend thought he was funny. He was not funny. He was not funny. And he always kept trying to give me jokes and material, and it wasn't good. So when I didn't accept his jokes, but I would accept something from Rel, that initially was a problem. Rel and I weren't dating at the time. Me and Rel had never smashed at this time. But, of course, that alone was an issue. Also, what was an issue was I couldn't take my boyfriend to my comedy shows because my boyfriend would turn into a fucking groupie. My boyfriend would see my coworkers that I would work with and be all, babe, that's so, oh my God, yo, babe, yo. And he would light the fuck up like a Christmas tree over these niggas and be so excited. But then I can't be nowhere around them because if I'm around them, that's you my girl and I don't want you to. Nigga, I have my own mind. I have self-control. I'm not even attracted to some of these guys that you are fanning over. And we're together. I respect our thing. So if we don't be together, you need to be able to be strong enough and be able to accept that they're going to be around because this is the career that I'm choosing. And I'm not choosing this because it's cute, although you treat me that way. I'm choosing this because this is what I want to do with my life and my career at this point. And if you're rolling with me, then roll with me. He ended up falling off within 2 months of me being a professional comedian. He couldn't take it. Even the concept of me going on the road to work was a problem with him because, so who you going to go on the road with? You going to go on the road with them? No, I'm going to go on the road with a bunch of fucking dentists. Because who the fuck am I going on the road with? And if it bothers you that much, you can come. I don't have anything to hide. But I doubt you'll be able to take off work every single time I have a fucking show. So it's best that you just trust me and let me do what I do. We couldn't come to a consensus on that. We ended up breaking up. Once I became single, Real couldn't even stand it. Real jumped right on it. And I mean, of course, like, me and Real started dating. Like, Real was the only person at that point who, like, even showed me any form of positive energy in relation to my career. Because when I started my career, my mom instantly stopped talking to me. She told me I was throwing my life away. I didn't really hear from her for another 1.5 to 2 years. Everybody else, they were around, but they were kind of on a, well, we're watching, we'll see what happens type of deal. They weren't really in it. They weren't really invested. They weren't really excited or, like, supportive of the decision. So I didn't really want to be around them too much. I just wanted to be around people that understood this whole misfit culture of being a comedian that I was picking up. Because that's what being a comedian is, especially before you make it. It's like a misfit culture. You know, other comedians understand the grind and they know, you know, some of the unspoken rules of engagement and shit that you got to go through to live the life and follow and pursue it. But they don't, you know, other people who aren't in the circle and other people who don't try to do it professionally and don't have the same goals and don't have the same ambitions, they have no clue about what this life entails and what it involves and the sacrifices you make and, you know, the loneliness involved and the dating issues that you have and, you know, the different ways that you do what you can to get to do what you love. And comedy is so love comedy when you love comedy. It's so addictive. And it's this thing that you love and you enjoy and it gives you so much energy and so much life. But you sacrifice so much for it because you're really on stage for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 45 minutes. And in that time, you are alive and you are the most alive you've ever been in that time period, and then everything else in your day pales in comparison. Nothing. It's better than sex, I swear to God. Nothing compares to that 15, even if it's 5 minutes, whatever it is, nothing compares to that time on stage doing stand-up comedy when you're a real stand-up comedian. Nothing. And so the things that we give up for that 15 minutes, that 45 minutes, that hour or whatever, seems real crazy to people who don't do it and don't participate in that lifestyle and don't engage and don't understand. And so most of us don't want to be around those people. We want to be around the people that get it, that understand, that accept us. Well, it works so well for men to do that because men have different societal standards. Men have different rules when it comes to engaging with other men. Men have other priorities and, you know, just different things that they can use to justify their stances and positions in life. And they don't have to have babies. So even if they want family, they can make babies with as many women as they want and let the women take care of the kids while they run in the streets and run the road and go on tour and do whatever they want. And then if they're paid, all they got to do is just pay her to stay home and watch the kids while they run and live the life of their dreams and become all that God created them to be, while this woman takes care of the kids and holds it down and he shows his love and appreciation for her in however way he chooses. But for us, women, we don't have that luxury when we sign up for that lifestyle. We sign up to a lifestyle of finding a man who loves us unconditionally, that's willing to deal with women fans, male fans, that's willing to deal with their woman being out late at all hours of the night, that's willing to deal with a woman going to foreign countries by herself, that's willing to deal with a woman that would rather be in a corner with a notebook coming up with ideas than sit and listen to him talk about whatever the fuck he's talking about that she cares nothing about. They would have to deal with a woman who's well-versed in a lot of areas in life and goes to sporting events and boxing events and concerts and da-da-da-da-da so she can experience as much real life experiences as she can because she knows she's going to turn it into material later. And they have to be able to deal with a woman who's willing to work 3-4 jobs to have the money to invest in experiences that's going to turn into stand-up material later. Because that's what I was doing. That's what I did. It all would end up on the stage. I don't care what happened to me. I nearly died in a car accident. Right before my 28th birthday, I was 27. I was in a car with a friend of mine. My SUV almost flipped over on an elevated freeway. I will never forget that as long as I live. We nearly veered off the road. I closed my eyes and cut the wheel as hard as I could. We crashed into the embankment. Jeep fucked up. Everything fucked up. I survived. The next day, I went to Miami Improv and told everybody about it. And that became my airbag joke, my Ike and Tina joke. I put that on stage the next day. Swollen ankles and all. Because I really live this stand-up shit. I really love it. And when you're a woman that really lives it and you really love it, the rules aren't the same. There's so much male sexism that you got to get past. There's so much male ego that you got to get past. So Real and I ended up working out. Real suffered from a lot of dark skin, light skin issues. You know, Real was a dark skinned man that didn't think that he was attractive. And he was called ugly to most of his life. And because me, a light skinned woman, took him seriously, loved him seriously, he didn't know how to respond to that. He also didn't know how to respond to success very well. He wasn't used to people being all on his dick. Although all he ever wanted was people being all on his dick. That's all he ever wanted. That's all he ever talked about. And then when it happened, he didn't know how to deal with it. And so he did a lot of disrespectful shit. He was fucking bitches in my car, all kind of goofy shit. We was always arguing. And as cool as Real was, and as much as I liked his family, specifically his mother, because me and his mother had the exact same birthday. And also his friend Brittany, who she unfortunately passed when I was a year in comedy. She also had the same birthday as me. And these were the women in his life that he endeared so deeply, and they both had my birthday. And here we were trying to, have this organic connection, and people were mad. Real was on his way up. He was hilarious. Motherfuckers couldn't follow him on stage. Real was tearing everything down. Real was funny. And here goes this light-skinned bitch by his side, and all these other niggas want her, and she's actually being faithful to this ugly nigga. Like, I mean, the way people would talk to me, just the things that they would say to me. She's actually being faithful to this ugly nigga, da-da-da-da. And then I started getting funny. And now this is a problem because people don't like it. Real did some very, very hurtful things and disrespected me, and I ended it with Real. We tried to have a friendship, and Real went back to one of his exes, the chick he wrote the blind dying joke about. He went back to her, this chick named Nari. And in the meantime, I just kept doing comedy. I started investing in myself. I started going to Second City. I started going to a New Orleans theater. I was minding my business. I was working at TGI Fridays. I was traveling the country. I was a bartender. I was picking up shifts in different states, going to different states to do stand-up, sharpening my skills. And all of a sudden, I wanted to try Los Angeles. And I had done New York full times. I loved New York. I always considered New York to be a second home, even at that time. I was going to New York so much. I was driving my car so often in New York. But New York is so fucking cold. It's so fucking expensive. I wanted to give LA a try. I kept having this pull and this tug towards Los Angeles. My space was big at the time. I go to Los Angeles. I book a plane ticket. I was listening to The Secret hardcore at this time. And, when you listen to The Secret, it's all about just take leaps of faith. Just do it. Just jump out there, do it, leap, and a net will appear. That's what you constantly do and feel and believe, right? I bought the ticket. A comedian named Tiffany Haddish was a female comedian that I met through Rail, and they were super tight. She told me I could stay with her. So we messaging back and forth on MySpace. And she's telling me it's all good, a place I could crash. Cool. I bought a plane ticket. Okay, so I got a way to get there. I got somewhere to stay. Bam. Straight. I started planning my trip to Los Angeles. Comedian named Vanessa Fraction, supposed to be my fucking friend, oh, you need to talk to this person when you get there. You need to talk to this person. Did you talk to Deon? Talk to Deon. Deon's cool. Deon, he does this and that, and I know he jokes with you about stuff, but Deon ain't gonna try nothing with you. Deon ain't gonna do nothing. Deon be talking, I done been around Deon, I done been butt ass naked, and Deon ain't tried nothing. Deon is cool. Deon is, Deon that, Deon is, Deon that, Deon is, Deon that. I don't accept anything from Deon at that point. I didn't reach out to Deon. One thing that stopped me from reaching out to Deon is because the way we first met turned me off. The way we first met was at Jokes and Notes, where Real told me to go work on my material. And the first time I meet him, he looked at me and he go, "You look like my son mama. Has anybody told you that?" And I was like, "No, who is she?" And then, that was our conversation, that awkward exchange. I do my joke, or whatever I did up there. As I come and sit in the crowd, he goes, "I just want y'all to know that I saw her fat ass." And everybody laughs. And he goes, "And I will be willing to help you with whatever material you want to write." And he does this look. And everybody laughs in the club. And I remember sitting in the crowd going, "I hate that guy." Because I did. Because I actually told jokes that were funny, and instantly my shit was demeaned by a guy getting up there going, "Did you see that fat ass? Yeah, I help you. I help you with them jokes." And I was like, I hate that guy. So I hated him. I did another show somewhere, and I remember him coming up to me after the show and sitting next to me, trying to holler at me. And he smoked cigarettes. I hated cigarette smokers. And, he was just like, "You don't feel that? You don't feel that vibe we got going?" And I looked him dead in the face, and I laughed at him. And I was like, "I don't feel anything. Furthermore, get the fuck away from me." And he felt so rejected. He was like, "I'm coming to you for real." And I'm like, "I don't care. Like, go somewhere else." I just was never interested in being like that. So, fast forward, this LA trip comes, and I'm supposed to stay with Tiffany Haddish. I booked my ticket, everything. Day before, Tiffany ain't answer. Where the fuck am I going to stay? Kept reaching out to her. She wouldn't hit me back. What the fuck? Now I got a problem on my hands. I'm going to LA, and where I thought I was going to stay, I can't stay. She told me I was good. She told me I could come through. She never gave me the address, though. So, like the day before, when I'm trying to follow up and confirm so I'll know where the fuck I'm going when I leave the airport, nothing. No, nothing. I had a rental car, everything. I wasn't going to need anybody to get around, nothing. No response. So now I got to figure out who the fuck lives in LA, because I got this round trip ticket. I'm staying out here for a week. That's what I booked. And I don't know where to go. I just got my rental car. Like, what? Calling around. Everybody that I know that live out there got a roommate, or they in some fucked up living situation that when I met them, wherever I met them, I didn't, they didn't make it sound like that. I'll say that. Like they, because when you meet people and you meet them on the chill level, they don't always tell you all their business, which is fine. I get it. But it's like, now that I need somewhere to go and stay, where am I going to stay? You know, it's like, oh, shit, I'm living with my sister. I can't even help you. Oh, shit. Okay, no, I understand. This comedy shit is hard. I get it. No problem. Yeah, no, I'm staying. I got 6 roommates. 6 roommates? What the fuck? Okay, never mind. All right. You know, all this stuff. Meanwhile, I'm staying in an apartment. I had always had my own apartment since I was like 19 years old. And even when I fell off my first year in comedy, I was in the basement at my godparents' house. And then, first I was on the couch at my cousin Mike's house in their apartment. I was on their couch for like 3-4 months or something like that. And then my godmother intervened and was like, I don't really like this comedy thing. I don't like the cursing you doing. I don't like all of that. But you a girl and you need your own stuff. We got a basement. You just come to live down there. Just stay down there. And I stayed in the basement of their place. And then Rail was renting from Deon. And Rail stopped paying Deon rent. And Deon evicted Rail. And I helped Rail move. And Rail moved back in with his mom. And then Deon still had that apartment, which was only $400, which is cheap as hell and a good deal. And the other comedians that Deon was renting to. I'm jumping ahead because this happened after I went to LA. Okay. So I still was in the basement at this point when I lived in LA. I was still in the basement in Chicago at my godparents' house at this time, before the LA trip. So I go to LA and nobody has their own place is the point that I'm making. And at that point, even in my comedy struggles that I was going through at the time, I had always had my own apartments without roommates. And when I fell off, I was staying in my godparents' basement. I was staying on my cousin's couch. So when I was calling out to the people that I did know that was in LA and their living situations was all over the place, I wasn't judgmental because my living situation at the time was all over the place. But like nobody had their own place out of all the people I knew at the time, except Tiff, and she wouldn't get back to me. And I didn't have anybody else to call. So I remember I was talking to Vanessa. She's like, I'm telling you, call Deon. Just call him. I called Deon. That motherfucker was laughing. He was like, I was waiting on your call. I was like, for real? Yeah, I was waiting on your call. Man, so you need somewhere to stay, huh? You can stay with me. I ain't gonna do nothing. And I was just like, I remember being on the other end of the phone like, okay. Like, just like, I wasn't excited about it. I was just like, okay. Yeah, I need somewhere to stay. He was like, no, it's cool. You can stay here. We good. And I was like, okay. I ended up staying there. And, you know, for the first few days that I stayed with him, I mean, nothing was happening. It was real on some, hey, this comedy spot is over here. You can go here. It's this. You know, this is a good place to eat. Like, he just started showing me what was around LA. What started to happen was music was some shit that we really had in common. And the shit just started escalating. And we ended up enjoying each other's company on everything else that had nothing to do with comedy. And that was what happened. And in one of those moments, Rail called me with some drama. I think he wrecked my car or some shit. And I had to find out over the phone that like he wrecked my car, and he was yelling at me like I'm all the way in Los Angeles, mind you, and he's yelling at me like it's my fault, and we get into a whole argument, and Deon hits me with I don't know why you arguing with a nigga you ain't got no kids with, and you know, we end up like having a good time or whatever. We end up having sex. I tell no one, and I go back to Chicago, and everybody fucking knows because he told Vanessa. Vanessa gets upset. She tells them, it's like we were grown as fuck. This shit turned into fucking telephone. I told no one. And I get back, and almost everybody in Chicago that does comedy knows this. And then it becomes oh, well, fuck her. We can't trust her. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And out of just not having anybody who was a friend, I get closer to Deon in this period because, I mean, well, shit. Like, I didn't tell anybody. If you didn't tell anybody, how the fuck did he? Then he ends up telling me that he tells Vanessa. So now he's mad because Vanessa's denying that she went back and told everybody. And me and him get cool over the fact that, damn, you really did keep your word. You really wasn't trying to do nothing fucked up. Yeah, you wasn't trying to do nothing fucked up. Okay, fine. And it just develops. It develops into this, like, kindred friendship shit. We start writing shit together. We start doing shit together. And it makes me happy to be able to have somebody I can share creativity with. Because I'm a very creative motherfucker. And we both would get, like, these creative bouts and just be creating. And it would be fun. And it was this artist world that we developed. And I had nothing like it. I've never experienced anything like it. And because of everything that was going on at the time, I clung to it. So then when it started getting abusive, it was hard to leave. Because if I left, who was I going to do all the cool shit that I enjoyed with? My family didn't want me doing comedy. They didn't understand this shit. These other motherfuckers don't really like me and are looking for an opportunity to just backstab shit over anything. And you were at least this one person that I thought we matured and moved past bullshit. But you're only willing to be this person with me as long as I can keep writing shit for you, fucking you with no title, and cleaning up your house, being your maid, and doing all this other shit with no guarantee that we're ever going to solidify our relationship and build something that's real. No. I dealt with it for way longer than I should have because I was afraid of letting it go. Can y'all hear all the people outside my door trying to like listen in on what I'm talking about? Y'all hear these people? Yeah, I hope y'all can hear these people. It became something that was hard to let go.
But once he broke my ribs and punctured my lung, I knew I had to figure out something.
And I'll never forget, there was just one day I was laying in bed with him and I was just like, I'm turning 30 soon. Are we ever going to get married? And I remember he looked at me and he was like, I got to see what my son is doing. And I was like, what? He was like, I mean, I'm just, I got to see what my son, like, until my son turned 18. I was like, nigga, when your son turns 18, I'll be 38. No. And at the time I was 28. I was like, oh no. So you really want me to wait until I'm 38? And that's when the bullshit between him and I began. Because after that, I just started doing me. And God only knows what the hell he was doing at the time. And we would just be off and on and all that shit. And somewhere in there, I met my ex-husband. My ex-husband pursued me. I really wasn't interested in being around anybody at the time. And he was just real persistent at the encouragement of my then best friend. Because he was, put us on a three-way phone call. I'm like, look, I don't need help in the relationship department. I addressed it. I'm doing it. He just kept like promoting it. And finally, when I sat down and talked to my ex-husband, he was just a real genuine sweet soul. I was always drawn to him because he was a very sweet guy. And it was a genuine sweetness. He wasn't, it wasn't fake. Like he really, was a good guy with a good heart. He was very considerate and just enjoyed doing good things for people. And it was just nice to be around considerate energy. It was nice too. He was hella romantic, super romantic. Like that was a trait of my ex-husband, extremely romantic. I got to experience things that I had been waiting to experience from a man in my adult life in that relationship. Just the type of things, the romantic ways that he would think about me and the things that he would take the time to do to just show appreciation was something, unfortunately, my black boyfriends never got the concept of and didn't do. And that used to really hurt me, honestly. It wasn't nothing that I was proud of. And I remember even, and y'all can check my YouTube page for this video that I posted in 2013 where I said, sorry, brothers, I gave y'all a chance. And really took that and felt the way about it. But it was just like, no, but really, I did. Like, nobody told y'all to come at me disrespectfully. That was a choice a lot of guys made. So my aversion to want to talk to some of y'all came from y'all being disrespectful and talking to me willy-nilly and always wanting to talk about my ass like there was no other redeeming quality about me but my ass. Who the fuck wants to hear that all the time? You talking to somebody who was a motherfucking Scot all her goddamn life, met the mayor of Chicago, had brunch with his wife, was in college scholarship programs, who, like, all of these amazing ass shits that I did with my mind, and all you want to talk about is my ass, and you wonder why I don't want to talk to you, return your calls, or be seen with you? Are you really a man that respects that and enjoys that? Made me cold. It made me a bitch. So the marriage didn't work out. And this is actually the anniversary of the time the marriage didn't work out. This time in 2013, my shit was unraveling like cheap linen.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.